Matthew 5, verse 10. To help you meditate on this verse and discover its meaning, we've made this short video to help you understand its context. Take a look.
The Sermon on the Mount is the largest collection of the teachings of Jesus, and it begins with 9 sayings, often called the Beatitudes, where Jesus announces that God's heavenly kingdom has touched down here on earth. The first 3 are a surprise, how the powerless and the grieving and the unimportant are first in line to receive God's blessing and kingdom. The next 3 explore the character of those who are most at home in God's kingdom. They're hungry for right relationships, they're merciful, and they're pure of heart.
The last 3 announcements are about the difficult path ahead for those who choose to follow Jesus and enter into God's kingdom. And here they are.
How good is life for the peacemakers, because they will be called children of God.
When God's kingdom arrives in full one day, it will bring peace between all people. And so anyone entering God's kingdom now is called to work as a peacemaker. That means entering into conflicts and working creatively to open up a just and generous path forward for others. And that may sound nice, but it can be dangerous, as Jesus goes on to say.
How good is life for those who have been persecuted on account of doing what is right, because theirs is the kingdom of the skies.
Very often, wading into conflicts and pursuing peace and reconciliation will mean pushing against the status quo. And that'll likely result in resistance, getting fired at from all sides. But if this peacemaking reflects the loving way of Jesus and is done for his reputation, it's worth it.
How good is life for you when people insult you and persecute and spread evil lies against you on account of me? Celebrate and shout for joy, because your reward is great in the skies, for this is how they persecuted the prophets before you.
Be prepared to be misunderstood, Jesus says. You could be made fun of, treated unfairly, or labeled.
And Jesus says that's not only worth it, it's actually a cause for celebration.
Right. Jesus says, look to Israel's past prophets as an example. When you are misunderstood for peacemaking, you stand in a long line of God's people who spoke up for righteousness, justice, and mercy. It is both the cost and the reward for bearing witness to God's kingdom.